Welcome! We'll now learn details about the main features and benefits of Amazon DynamoDB. Amazon DynamoDB is a fast and flexible, non-relational or NoSQL database service. It supports both the document and key value store models. Its benefits include the following features. First, because DynamoDB is a fully managed service, you can create a database table and set your target utilization for automatic scaling. As your application scales, DynamoDB automatically handles database management tasks such as hardware or software provisioning, setup and configuration, software patching, operating a distributed database cluster, and partitioning data over multiple instances. DynamoDB also provides point-in-time recovery, backup, and restore for all your tables. Secondly, DynamoDB provides low latency queries. The average service-side latency for running a query is typically single-digit milliseconds. DynamoDB uses automatic partitioning and solid-state drive technologies. This means that as your data volumes grow and application performance demands increase, DynamoDB can meet your throughput requirements and deliver low latencies at any scale. Third, DynamoDB integrates with AWS Identity and Access Management, or IAM, for fine-grained access control of the users in your organization. You can assign unique security credentials to each user and control each user's access to services and resources. Fourth, DynamoDB supports storing, querying, and updating data through JSON documents. This makes it ideal for storing semi-structured data and manipulating with JSON queries. Finally, DynamoDB integrates with Amazon CloudWatch so that you can get statistics on throughput and latency. DynamoDB stores data in tables, which contain items with attributes. You can think of items as rows in a relational database and attributes as columns. DynamoDB distributes data across multiple partitions. It divides data items into partitions based on the partition key value. A partition is an allocation of storage for a table. A partition is implemented in SSDs and is automatically replicated across multiple availability zones in an AWS region. DynamoDB handles partition management for you. The partition key of an item is also known as its hash attribute. You can also define a sort key so that all the items with the same partition key value are stored physically close together and ordered by sort key value in the partition. This structure creates a one-to-many relationship based on the partition key. It also enables querying on the sort key attribute. A table has a primary key that uniquely identifies each item in the table. There are two types of primary keys. First, there is the partition primary key. The primary key consists of a single attribute, which is the partition key. DynamoDB builds an unordered index on this primary key attribute. Each item in the table is uniquely identified by its partition key value. Secondly, you can also have a partition and sort primary key. This primary key is made of two attributes. The first attribute is the partition key attribute, and the second attribute is the sort key. DynamoDB builds an unordered index on the partition key and a sorted index on the sort key attribute. Each item in the table is uniquely identified by the combination of the two values. In the example, the table has a partition and sort primary key that consists of the attributes user ID and order ID. For information about the DynamoDB data model and tables, search for NoSQL design for DynamoDB in the AWS documentation. DynamoDB global tables provide high availability and scalability across regions. A global table is a collection of one or more DynamoDB tables that are owned by a single AWS account. The tables in the collection are known as replica tables. A replica table, or replica for short, is a single DynamoDB table that functions as a part of a global table. Each one stores the same set of data items. Any given global table can only have one replica table per region. Every replica has the same table name and the same primary key definition. When you create a global table, you specify the AWS regions where you want the table to be available. DynamoDB performs all the necessary tasks to create identical tables in these regions. DynamoDB also propagates ongoing data changes to all the tables. DynamoDB global tables work well for massively scaled applications that have globally dispersed users. In this environment, users expect very fast application performance, which they get by accessing the replica closest to them. If one of the AWS regions is temporarily unavailable, users could still access the same data in another region. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.